Okay, today we're going to do turn your entrance quiz into the box for open when you're done. The objective is I can find slope from equations. Actually, you know what? Don't turn this in yet. Let's just leave it out and we'll grade it. Notes and then classwork time. Hopefully we can get everything done today. So pause the video, finish your entrance ticket, and then we'll grade it together. Alright, here are the answers to the entrance ticket. It is worth 6 points. 6 points. 1 for having 21, 1 for having 13, and then 1 for having them in the right place. So if you had 13 over 21, that would be -1. Okay? If you had 3 over 19, that would be -1. But if you have 19 over 3 and 21 over 13, it is out of 6. Score is out of 6. And then have one person from each table collect and turn into the bin. We will go from there. All right, pause the video, turn in, then we'll come back ready for notes. All right, so we're going to try to, today's objective is I can find slope from equations. Okay, equations are the easiest way to find slope. So far we've done graphing, right? Then we did 2 points, x comma y, and we did that for 3 days because this one's the hardest. Okay, this is hardest. Okay, then now we're going to do from equations. This is pretty easy, straightforward stuff. You should be able to finish this in no time and have time to do like a Kahoot or something. Easily have time for a Kahoot or something. All right, so this one, we know y equals mx plus b. M is slope every day, right? So go to number 2. My slope is -1/4. Do not, it is not -1/4 x. That is wrong. It is just the number in front of the variable x. Do not put the x with it. So number 3, that makes my slope -1/2. And you need to put these as m equals -1/2. If you put the x, I'm counting it wrong. It is not -1/2 x. It is not 1/2 x. It is -1/2. Okay? 4, m equals -1/5. Okay, and a lot of times people will say, do I put the negative on both? Well, what is -1 divided by -5? No, that's a positive. So no, it only goes with 1. If it says negative, it only goes with 1. Here's a harder one. Look at number 5. So I have 3. Okay? If I try to graph a slope of 3, how would I graph that when we did the graphing? I went up 3 and then I went over 1. So what is that slope? M equals 3 over 1. Slopes are always written as a fraction. So please don't turn these into m equals -0.2. No, you can't go -0.2 on a graph. That's not a direction. You can go down 1, right 5. Okay? Slope always written as a fraction. All right, let's go to the next section. Flip over to where number 17 is. This is going to start parallel slopes. Okay? So for something to be a parallel slope, it means the slope of 2 lines. What does parallel mean? It means they never touch. That means if I go up 3 over 2 on this line and they're parallel, I went up 3 over 2 on this line because parallel means same slope. So we're going to start with number 18. I'm going to do 17 last. Y equals 5 over 2x. There's no b back here, but I don't care. I only want the m. And guess what? Since it's parallel, it's the same m. M equals 5 over 2. Number 19. It's parallel, so my slope is negative 4 over 5. 20. M equals negative 4 over 3. Okay? Remember, it only goes with 1 if it is a negative. So now we're going to talk about number 17 because it's a little harder. Okay, so first of all, this is a y equals. Is that a Hoy or a Vux line? That's a Hoy. That means it's a horizontal line at negative 3. Okay, so I want something parallel to that. So for something to be parallel to that, it also has to be y equals some number, right? That's not crazy to think of. It needs to be y equals negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something going this way. Well, what is that slope? Slope is 0 on a Hoy line. So m equals 0. Okay, and you could put that in your notes. If it's y equals a number, m equals 0. If it's x equals a number, m equals undefined. I'm going to run out of room on my what you guys can see. Okay, so if it's y equals a number, it's 0. If it's x equals a 0, it's undefined. All right, so we're going to flip over to the next section where it talks about perpendicular. Okay, this symbol just means perpendicular. Okay, if I want something to be perpendicular, I change two things. I flip the slope, and then I change the sign. Okay, so flipping the slope is called inverse, and then we change the sign. So right here I start with m equals 5 over 4, but that's not my answer, okay, because 5 over 4 is what the original was. I don't care about any of this stuff back here. So, but what I do, I flip them, m equals 4 over 5, and then right now this is both positive. I make one of them negative. Okay, so m equals negative 4/5 is my answer. All right, let's go to 34. I'm going to skip 33 for a minute. I'll come back to it. 4 over 3, and remember, I don't care about any of the rest of this stuff. So I have 4 over 3. Then I need to flip it, do the inverse, 3 over 4. Right now it's plus plus, so I need to make one of them negative. Negative 3 over 4. Okay, I flipped it and changed the sign. This one over here, number 35. Remember, we make our slopes over 1. Always make our slopes over 1, so I have 2 over 1. I need to flip it. So it's negative 1/2 equals m. If I had, and this is not one that's on there, I don't think, I'm just making it up, negative 2 over 5, I would, and I wanted perpendicular, I would flip it to be 5 over 2, and I would make it a positive. So we're not making them all negative, we're changing the sign. Whatever it is what you're changing from to go to. All right, x equals 1. Let's think about that. X equals 1 is a Vux line, right? That's not a Hoy. That's a Vux line. So that tells me I have a vertical line. If I want something to intercept this at a 90-degree angle, this is an x equals line, what kind of line am I going to need? A y equals line. A y equals line has what kind of slope? 0. Another way to think about that, undefined means a number divided by 0. If I were to flip that and do 0, and hold on, let me go back. If you do a number divided by 0 on your calculator, it's going to say error. That's how you get undefined. Once you flip it, 0 over a number, your answer is going to be 0. It doesn't matter if the number is negative or positive. So that gives you a 0 slope. Once again, you can write this on your paper. Perpendicular, x equals number, m equals 0. Y equals a number, m equals undefined. And that's going to be the opposite of parallel, right? Because when you looked at parallel, you wanted it the same. When you're looking at perpendicular, you want them opposite. All right. Go ahead and pause this. I want you to, for homework, first, finish all. This is not going to take you the rest of the hour, I hope. Then, check with a partner. Check, compare. I'm sure that you'll get the y equals mx plus b ones and the parallel ones good. Parallel. I'm sure you'll get those. I'm more worried about the perpendicular ones. Okay, so make sure you check each of them. Signs matter. There's also always the answer keys in the answer key thing, and Mr. Peace has answer keys. Then, you, depending on how much time you have, Mr. Peace will choose between online, like Kahoot, quizzes, that kind of stuff. Quizzes or Quizlet, or Prodigy. Those are your two choices. Phone, not a choice. Friends, socializing, not a choice. Okay, those are your two choices, and it is up to Mr. Peace to decide. You guys will have to explain to him what Prodigy is. Basically, it's a math game that they play on the computer. So, yeah, thanks. Have a good day.